Hello everyone. I have some rather shocking news that I need to reveal to you right now. I'm sure if you are a fan of the show, you've already heard about what happened, and wow, I mean, just wow. Right, so I wasn't actually on board for this when it was coming back. I was like, I don't think this is going to be a good show. I was proven wrong. It was a good show, very good show, and from what I've seen of it so far, I expected it to get at least another 3 seasons out of it. Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't not happening. So, I'm gonna put something on the screen now, and you're going to look at it and not give me hissy, angry comments. And that would be this right here. So, as you're seeing, Rosanne commented, or she tweeted something that was not necessarily the most friendly. I don't see this as racist. I see it more as being vicious. Vicious more so than racist. But basically she's saying here that she was replying to someone saying Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of Apes had a baby, and that would be VJ, who she of course is saying, who that of course is Valerie Jarrett. And I'm going to take this away now. She was basically saying that, and Little Miss Sensitive threw down the race card and got the show canceled. I'm reading an article here that's saying that the celebrities react with outrage when they found out about this, which they very well should have, because literally all of these people just lost their jobs. And it was sad because they were making great strides in their comeback, and they all just lost their job over Valerie's little, insecurity and temper tantrum. Especially when you look at the directors at ABC, because this show is making ABC a lot of money. So I feel like even if, they were not happy with their decision, I feel like they should have, bit their tongue because of how much money this was bringing in for them. ABC has commented on this subject, and I'll be reading that now myself. So here it is saying, this is on CNN.com under the Rosanne and media and Twitter and all this stuff. It's saying that ABC canceled its sitcom Roseanne on Tuesday, which was yesterday, upon this after the show's biggest star, Roseanne Barr, went on a racist Twitter rant. Roseanne's Twitter statement is a word that is big even for me, repugnant and inconsistent with our values. And we have decided to cancel her show. ABC Entertainment President Channing Dungey said in a statement that the Disney CEO Bob Iger added on Twitter that there was only one thing to do, and that was the right thing, which I disagree with. I'm going off what they're saying for a minute, because to do the right thing is to canning her show. I don't think that's right. I'm sorry. I know this is making me look bad, and I know that they're not happy with what happened, but to cancel the show, I feel like that may not have been the most appropriate action. They just panicked because they were like, oh, she said something racist. Let's get that away let's drop all ties with her before they come after us now. But she didn't just take down them if you look at it from that perspective, because she was saying here that she was on Ambien, and that's what was. But what I've taken Ambien, sorry, I heard no weird noise. I've taken Ambien, and I've known people that take Ambien, and they say that Ambien is a truth serum. So they don't say anything that's not in their heart. So I feel like Ambien's going to have some questions to answer for that as well. And I'm going back to what ABC is saying. The cancellation stunned Hollywood industry's veterans. They said they'd never seen anything quite like it, which is very much like I've been saying. They were making a rash decision here. The revival of Roseanne premiered to huge ratings, hugest ratings. They blew with the middle out of the water. The middle didn't get anywhere near as close as the reviews as this one. Nothing was getting as much reviews as Roseanne. So they were making a lot of money from it, which I cannot stress enough, a lot of money. And it premiered to huge ratings just 3 months ago. Now, production was already underway on the second season, which was scheduled for Tuesday at 8 p.m. this fall. But now the show is over. ABC was planning to air a repeat of Roseanne Tuesday night, but a rerun of the middle will air in its place. So not only did they cancel the season, but they're putting the middle on again, which was the biggest biggest contender aside from Roseanne before this. So basically, they've cornered themselves to where they have to air a show that's already done with. I felt like that the middle, unless it's the season finale, they can't really do that. But here they're saying that Barr's talent agency, ICM Partners, also dropped her on Tuesday. What she wrote is authentically to our core values, antithetical to our core values, both as individuals and as an agency. The agency said that in a statement, consequently will have notified her that we will not be representing her. Effective immediately, Roseanne Barr is no longer a client. So now not only are her customers turning on her, but the people she's going to as a customer of are pushing her away as well. So she's out of options now. I think her career is effectively destroyed, just like that woman from the View. I can't remember her name. I think it was Joy something. I don't watch that enough to know what's going on there. But I think her career is just as much over as Kathy Lee and as Joy. People overreact so much to the littlest thing. You have to watch what you say, especially when you're being scrutinized by everyone. And I want to say that you should not be attacking people who you disagree with. Like, you can have different stances on subjects and not have to fight like that. Like, it's not okay to, like, say, for example, I like mushrooms on my pizza, which I don't. I hate mushrooms on my pizza. But let's say I do anyway. And you hate mushrooms on your pizza. I actually think everyone does, but let's say I like mushrooms on my pizza, and I say that mushroom on my pizza is the best. And you are so upset by that, you're going to go and just cut all ties from me. See how silly that sounds? When it's like that, you don't think of it like of a big deal, like, oh, it's nothing, it's mushrooms on pizza or not mushrooms on pizza. But when it comes to the race card, people get really scared and freaked out. I remember seeing a video by PragerU how a lot of black people will use this metaphorical race card to get what they want in certain situations, and I feel like it's being overused not only by people in Hollywood and by people of power and fame, but I feel like it's being overused by just people in general. Like, y'all know a while back on Second Life, I had that incident with that girl. I don't remember what her name was, but she was trying to get into my group, and I have very much been working with her on this. I mean, my group is exclusive, but I don't decline people, especially not for their race. So if she had went and filled out the form the proper way, then she would have very much been allowed to join in our group. Well, what she did was, she saw the group was closed off. She said, "Can I join your group?" And I sent her the paperwork to join the group, and before I knew it, the next thing you know, she was going in my group. I don't know how she even got in the group in the first place, if she was, because that's what we're really getting into here, because, like, she's complaining about me not letting her into the group because she's black. But then I did not even know she was black because she was saying she was from the United Kingdom, which is like British people. So I was thinking like, all right, I'll let you in here. I don't know how she got in, but I let her stay there without filling out the paperwork, which is very important that you fill out the paperwork in advance. I let her join, and before I knew it, the next thing you know, she was blowing up the notifications and the chat with this like basically just pure lies of me being racist, which is not true. But that's basically what's going on here, is that they overuse that card and attack people who don't make themselves not attackable. But basically we're continuing on the thing here on this ABC's official website. They're saying on Tuesday she tweeted an apology letter saying, "Don't feel sorry for me, guys. I just want to apologize to the hundreds of people and wonderful writers, all liberal and talented actors who lost their jobs on my show due to the stupid tweet," she said. The stupid tweet, and she said. And then she's saying here, she has a long history of controversial tweets, including posts of pro-Trump conspiracy theories, but even by her low standards, the things were egregious. Beyond the pale is how one Disney DIS source put it. And I want to go into some of those controversial tweets right now. So one of the controversial tweets, if I have it up here, I don't think I have it. This might be it. I pulled these all beforehand, but I don't. Yeah, that's the one we're looking at now, and that's what was before it. But they're basically saying, like, why is he hiding his secrets? And she's saying that I'm not sure how that correlates to secrets. I mean, it should have been pretty obvious the woman was biracial, but it apparently wasn't enough so that she had to say it. And of course, I mean, if you just look at her, you can kind of tell her on the left side, obviously. Oh, here I have the tweets right here. So here's another one of her controversial tweets. "I think Trump has learned his lesson about how to properly treat women, but Hillary will never learn her lesson. To stop murdering people." Do we love Rosanne? See, people like this. She got 772 retweets on this, and she got 1,374 likes, which is actually kind of low considering who she is. But let's continue looking at her tweets and look at this one. "Americans, the reason Democrats aren't approving Sessions in BC is because he'll prosecute HRC and make arrests over pedogate. RT this, wake up." And she's gotten even more likes on that and even more retweets. And then on this one, here she's saying, oh, that's the same one, my mistake. But you can see that she has a history here of making very controversial statements, and before, it hasn't been an issue until now. So I want to actually see if Valerie is speaking out about this, because I did not check if Valerie is speaking out about this, but I want to see if she's saying anything about what's going on, because I feel like she should be after everything. Because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want her to lose all these nice people to lose their jobs over this of all things. So let's look now. Okay, so we have an actual response here from her, because apparently she felt the need to jump out and say that. And it's saying on the politics website, that CNN politics website, Valerie Jarrett responding to Rosanne's racist Twitter and a teaching moment. It is not a teaching moment, it's just a moment that you're blowing on a proportion here. But basically she's saying, she's saying that she is fine. She said fine, and it's in quotations here. But she feels concerned for people without friends and followers who come right to their defense, who experience ordinary examples of racism that happen every single day. Now, I'm not denying that racism isn't a problem. We do have very much so racism all over the place. But I'm saying here that, I don't want to hear that right now, actually, because I'm talking. She needs to be quiet while I'm talking. I'm not saying that racism isn't a problem. I'm saying that this isn't a racist thing. I'm saying that what happened here is just pretty much just a fact. You can see it by looking at her, that she is very much biracial. And I feel like people wouldn't be jumping and attacking someone else if someone were to say, "Oh, well, you're a white girl." Well, yeah, I am, and I don't take offense to that. I mean, I wouldn't even take offense if someone's calling me a cracker, but this is getting a cracker bimbo. I wouldn't take offense to that, or a bimbo cracker, because it's the truth. You can't be offended by the truth, and you need to get a thicker skin if you like. I remember Jenna Marbles. She was always saying, like, if you get offended by this, you need to get off the internet and go watch Elmo or Sesame Street, because this is very much true, that you need to have a thick skin. And while the world can be mean, it's not okay to make it everyone else's problem that someone upset you. Now let's continue with what she's saying. I think we have to turn into a teaching moment, and I'm fine with what I'm worried about people out there who don't have a circle of friends and followers who come right to their defense. So what she's saying is, because she's famous, she had people to defend her, but she's concerned about people who don't have people to defend them. And I'm defending Rosanne, so that should really say something right there. The person who is walking down the street minding their own business and they see somebody clinging to their purse or run across the street, or every black parent I know who has a boy who has to sit down and have a conversation. The talk, as we call it. As you say, those ordinary examples of racism happen every single day, and I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that's not happening. And Barr, who has since issued an apology to Jarrett on Twitter, is facing intensive backlash for her comments. But what I'm seeing is a mixed response of people defending her and people attacking her. And I'm assuming it's from her fan base, the people are defending her, kind of like the Venus Angelic scandal back in 2013. In the statement announcing the cancellation of her sitcom, ABC Entertainment presented the Channing Dungey said, Roseanne's Twitter statement is, and what I just read earlier, and that's the end of what this one has to say here. But I want to go into a little more detail on the integrity of both her, Valerie, and ABC. Now, clearly, I want to be very careful how I choose my wording, because I don't want people coming after me now for trying to defend her. But basically, I think that the integrity of the company is what's important to keep in mind here. Not the integrity of Roseanne, not the integrity of Valerie, but the integrity of their companies. Now, I think the integrity of ABC Family is greatly compromised by this, because they're willing to get rid of their biggest, most bestest, and their most money cash-grabbing show over something like this. Now, Steven Universe, I'm a big fan of Steven Universe. I think everyone and their mother is. They have had constant issues, and even Star vs. the Forces of Evil, they've had issues many times with the homophobics not liking certain episodes, which is why Rainbow Courts does not exist in the United Kingdom. It just does not exist, and it doesn't exist in Muslims. All the homophobic episodes, Rainbow Courts doesn't exist. And if you all don't know who I'm talking about, Rainbow Courts is the very very popular Steven Universe character that people want to see come back. I'm trying to get it on the screen for you now, but I'm having a bit of a tough time. So this character does not exist in the UK because people don't like that her fusion dance is very personal with Rose and Pearl, and they don't like that. Another thing is that Ruby, who is a character in Steven Universe and who is a female character, is dubbed he in the UK, once again because they don't like that the character Garnet is a fusion, which people are not liking either. So Ruby is a he, but I like to see how they're going to handle the Steven Universe keychains, and I believe these are coming from future episodes. I know it's small, but if you look closely, you'll see Ruby is wearing a wedding dress and Sapphire is wearing a suit and tie. So I don't know how they're going to handle that in the UK. Another thing that you have to keep in mind as well is with Star vs. the Force is Evil. They had several couples here who were gay and lesbian, and they didn't like that one bit. So they also did not air this episode in the UK. So I think what would be the more appropriate thing here is just have a little cool down time, maybe like ignore the issue at hand here and keep the people on top that need to be on top, and have the people who are making racist remarks or questionably racist remarks pushed aside for the moment, but not just outright flat out cancel their show, because it's not like she had said anything on the show. This was her in her private moments. So I don't like how they're taking her private moments, or her somewhat private moments, because she's posting this on Twitter. She's not using anything affiliated with her work here. So this, you have to keep her separate life separate, and her work life separate than her private life, and that's one thing there. But right here we're looking at the tweet. She's also tweeted, Rosanne has tweeted this, that oh, she has more to say on Twitter, and this is new, so we're going through that in a minute. But she's saying here in her tweets, thanks for all your kind comments, everyone. I love you all. Good night. I apologize to Valerie and all the Americans. I am truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and her looks. I should have known better. Forgive me. My joke was in bad taste. Rosanne reacts recent comments about Valerie, Jarrett, and so much more are, and that they're saying her. And I am disappointed in her action with the lease and her associations. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so here we have something from Valerie again. So, at The Real Rosanne woke up this morning and posted hateful slanderous tweets about me and George Soros and Chelsea Clinton. And ABC fired her. If only ABC had fired Trump when he had started his racist birther movement. And oh my God, that is true. I completely forgot that. No one did anything when we have a racist president, and you guys are really getting worked up over this. Our president, Donald Trump, is so obviously racist, and yet you don't care that he is racist. You're willing to you're not going to impeach him for that, but you're going to cancel poor Rosanne because of something she said on Twitter that is not. Oh my God, I just don't even believe it. And he wants to build a wall to keep people out, and you're not gonna. Okay, we're gonna move on. But she's also been fired off another show, and the Rosanne, the comedian, gets another brutal wake-up call and was ripped apart after blaming Ambien for her tweet and got her show canceled. So I think that these people, I feel bad for her almost, because like I know Rosanne can be a bit much, but these people are taking it too far. So here's someone saying something that but here she's saying a tweet, honestly, I thought she was Jewish and Persian, ignorant of me for sure. So she's now saying that she's Jewish and Persian, not. I honestly feel like Roseanne's just saying whatever she has to get her show back on. I don't think her show's going to get picked back up by ABC. However, I think that is their loss, as Fox is most likely going to pick it up. So she was mistaken about her race and her insomnia state, but I don't think it's going to help her. Now, it's saying here that Barr continued to tweet about George Soros and a liberal donor who has been painted as the villain in many right-wing conspiracy theories. One message she retweeted on Wednesday falsely accused the Hungary-born Jewish billionaire of collaborating with the Nazis. So clearly here she's saying a lot of things that can be very much so vicious, but I mean, who hasn't? I want you to answer the question before. Have you ever said something that you didn't mean? I know everyone watching here has said something that they have not meant. Either they were mad, or they were tired, or they were just being a bitch, and I know it happens. I know it happens. So I'm sure this is one of those moments. But when she's making, like when you and I make mistakes like that, it's spilling a glass of water. When she makes mistakes like this, and when any big person makes a mistake like this, it's an oil spill in the ocean. So it's a much larger scale of thinking because of how things are. And I feel like that Valerie should be the bigger person here and just say, like, you know what, people make mistakes. And right now Wanda Skies is saying something about, now if you know who Wanda Skies is, she's from Christine. So Wanda Skies says she wouldn't return to Roseanne after Roseanne Barr's racist tweets. So a lot of people who actually work for the Roseanne show who got fired are actually, they would have left anyway, which I think is interesting. So clearly a lot of people are upset about this. But I think that the integrity of the company is going to be kind of iffy about this, because they have this one right here, and they also just had to give the axe to Christine, because Christine is that got canceled because it was sexist. But you know what? I like the fact that Christine was a capable character. It made her feel really humorous and funny. And I happen to know that my sister is very much like Christine, and my sister is actually named Chris, and so it's perfectly fitting that my sister named Chris is depicted very, very bluntly as Christine, and I feel like that they're really getting their knickers in a twist here. But she did issue an apology, and she's accepting the fact that she was wrong. I feel like that they should move on. And let's get into Obama now. I know I was going to avoid this, but we've already discussed how we shouldn't be attacking people and the success of the show and how much money they're making. We need to start getting to Obama now. Now, Obama has been very much on the controversial light for both Democrats and the Republicans. I know I said I wasn't going to bring politics into my channel, but I kind of have to defend Roseanne right now, and that is saying that Obama has made some pretty questionable decisions himself, and I don't feel like people are looking at him in a light. So a long time ago, there was a couple who was in the army, and they wanted to have their wedding on this golf course. They had invited, of course, the President Obama at the time, the president who was at the time Obama, to come to their wedding and attend the wedding. He obviously was Obama and did not even send a reply saying, no, I can't come, which is understandable. He's the president, and you expect that much when there's someone's that busy. Or you would think someone would send a reply saying, no, I can't come. But this is where things get really bad on his part. He knew full well this wedding was taking place on the golf course that day because he was invited. He was personally invited to the wedding. And he decided that they couldn't get married there because his golf stroke was more important. So he had not allowed them on the place where they were supposed to get married. They had to postpone their wedding, which is not something that you want to have to do. If you postpone a wedding, that's just saying, all right, your marriage is over now. This can't happen. And so they had to postpone their wedding, and this is for a game of golf. So not only did he not reply to the wedding and saying, you know what, I'm not going to reply to their wedding invitation because I'm the president and I don't have to give a fuck. But you know what he did? He decided to not let them get married at all and have a golf game there. And then when they did reschedule, he didn't even go to that one either. So clearly that's not okay with him. And he has been running on transparency for the longest time, and yet he's paying to have all these documents hidden away. Like, even Hillary Clinton wasn't doing that as much. She was hesitant about her emails. Yeah, because that was her personal email. You don't know what's on there, but Trump is paying to have these, Obama's paying to have these things hidden away. And I'm sure everyone has their secrets as well, but when you're founding your campaign on transparency, you can't be disposing of documents. Now, I want to get back to Rosanne here and saying that was she in the right? Subjectively, no. She was not in the right. Her tweet upset Valerie, and I feel like, yes, she is apologizing now for it to not offend Valerie, but when you're tired and you're on medication, you say some pretty messed up shit. I mean, I don't remember anything I say, but I'm sure I've said something that was not nice. I'm sure everyone says something that was not when they got tired enough. But I feel I want to keep this video from getting long, so I'm going to end it just now. I feel like Rosanne was in the wrong for what she said, but I feel like she was being treated equally in the wrong by the actions of Valerie. She's entitled to have her emotions and being upset about this, so we're going to not count her right now. But let's look at Rosanne, and let's look at ABC. I think ABC is behaving very childish and petty, the same with her agent. Like, especially if she had that agent for a long time, you develop a certain level of, like, friendship with your agent after that much time has gone by. But let's look at where the show's going. It's not going to ABC's, obviously, because they don't want it anymore. So let's take a look at where the show is going. Now, Fox is most likely going to pick this up because Fox is known for getting bad shows. Like, for example, Bob's Burgers. I don't know if you watched that. It's like kind of like a spin-off of Family Guy. And Family Guy was very popular. Bob's Burgers was not. Bob's Burgers tanked. So Fox ended up picking that up for the remainder of the series. And I feel like they're going to get with Roseanne too. Now, that's just speculation at this time, but I would not worry too much because this show is making so much money. I don't think they're going to just let this show go away. They're going to lose too much money on this. So just be patient, guys. We'll see what happens, and just cool down. Calm down. Don't be so vicious in general. Take a chill pill. Be mellow. Be happy. Be peaceful, and be serene. And if life's got you too worked up, watch an ASMR video, like a cooling down from a bad social situation. I can give you some links, but you need to calm down and stop attacking Rosanne. This woman is, at the end of the day, she's just a woman, and you're attacking her. I also want to take back what I said. She's not just a woman. I'm just saying that, like, she's just a nice lady, and because I don't want people to come after me for being sexist or being racist. But you guys need to stop attacking her, because it's not okay. If you were in her position, you would not want people coming at you. And don't say, well, I wouldn't post mean comments. Everyone does that at some point in their life. It's inevitable. You need to calm down. And yeah, I'm on Roseanne's side, although I don't agree with what she's saying. I disagree with what she's saying here. But I do think that the way she's being treated for what she said is not okay. Because it's like the saying goes, let's just agree to disagree. And with that, I'm going to end the video here. I shall see you through the screen. And I'm going to be on my Discord and on my Twitter for a little while after this, because I need to be present for this. So, yeah. I'll see you through the screen. Ta-da!